talk my shit again.
Yo, what it do? It's your boy Cassius Cliff here to talk my shit yet again. Definitely appreciate y'all supporting up to this point. Liking, sharing, subscribing to the YouTube. Please continue to do that. Also hit that bell for notifications if you haven't already. Check out that last pod I already dropped on the Bradley Roby signing. Actually, pretty good signing. Check that video out. But yeah, we got a huge matchup. Got another banger for y'all, obviously, with this content, but with this huge matchup coming up tomorrow, the LA Rams in LA. I think it's going to be a great show. It's actually going to be a great game, purely because we're going to have another one that's going to be tough, but I feel like it's going to be one of those games that allow those teams, really those fans, it gives them that perspective that they've been looking for. They haven't been impressed with how we've been winning. We're 4-0. One of the only two teams that are left are 4-0. And if you ask anybody outside of Philly, they're going to say those are two very different 4-0 teams. Now, I agree, just for very different reasons. And we're not going to get into that because we ain't seen the 49ers this week. They got their own fish to fry. Ours is going to be in LA. Now, when it comes to this LA matchup, I think it's going to be tough purely because they got Cooper Kupp coming back. While we got some guys that are hurt, it's going to be sitting out this game. Cooper Kupp is the former Triple Crown winner, former Super Bowl champion, and he got a young budding star and Puka Nacua on the other side, former champion Matt Stafford. And I don't think you can take these guys lightly, given that we're allowing over 220 yards per passing per game. That's how angry it got me. It got me messing up and speaking out of turn and all that. Like, over 200 yards passing per game, especially that we're allowing over 40, almost 44% on third downs. My money is on most of those downs are going to be passing. This passing game is hurting us a lot up until this point. So we had a couple guys hurt, had a couple guys missing, and even just signed a new slot corner. That's how bad things have gotten, or how bad they could be getting. With a guy like Howie, obviously he wants to be proactive, and really we need to continue to be proactive when it comes to this passing defense, because that's what most of these teams are hurting us. We've allowed 9 passing touchdowns. We only have 5 ourselves. That could be a problem. This is a passing league, obviously. But you don't want to let any team just pass all day on you. That allowed to set up the run. Even though they're not the greatest rushing team out here in the league, they got 5 rushing touchdowns with Kyren Williams. And they're still putting up over 100 per game. Sure, we're only allowing 63 per game. But again, this is any given Sunday, any given week kind of league. You could be hurt in several ways. You could be beaten several ways. And really, you should cover all your bases if at all possible. Now, given that we're great against the run, and they're not too good, they're not the best. This looks like we're gonna have to beat these guys by getting some turnovers. Now, one guy that I would definitely love to see get another turnover, my boy Reed Blankenship. This is a great clip and really a great play by him. I mean, Baker Mayfield's having a pretty decent season, and really, at this point in the game, we needed a turnover bad. And Reed came up big with that interception by reading the play, reading the quarterback's eyes. And we need to see a lot more of that. I need my boy Slay to step up this week. I need my boy Bradbury to step up this week. And I think that's how we're going to be able to, pull this off in LA. 425. Now, we got couple guys out, like I mentioned. And maybe a guy you haven't seen on this, injury report list, or really to stay on it going into a game. But at the top, you see him, Fletcher Cox, one of the team captains, and this hurts purely because we're going against a tough tough conference opponent, purely because, they're a former champion 2 years ago, and really, they're going to try to hurt us with the passing game. So we need all the guys we can get in terms of our pressure and really D-line. And missing Fletch is going to be a sore spot. I mean, we haven't been without him for several years, I believe since like 2017. So it's been a while since he's been out. And we're going to need these young Bulls to step up, these young Georgia Bulldogs to step up. Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, my boy Milton Williams. Like, we're going to have to lean heavily on these guys. And I think they're ready. I think they're primed for this kind of challenge, especially the young Bulls, given that we got a rookie next to his former teammate, second-year player. I feel like this is where they make their name. This is where they can do it. And why not against a former Super Bowl champion? Especially when they have the threat on the outsides like Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. This is where you do it this Sunday. And, he's not the only one out in terms of Fletcher. We're talking about Cam Jerkins, our right guard. And me personally, if there's anybody I would want to not be without, it's probably somebody on the offensive line because they got Aaron Donald on the other side. We're talking about perennial All-Pro, former Super Bowl champion himself, a Hall of Famer still playing. He's threatening to retire. If he retired, I wouldn't be opposed to them inducting him to the Hall of Fame this season just because that's how good he is. He's one of the greatest of all time. We got to see him on Sunday without our right guard who's been playing pretty well. Could be problematic. Time will tell, obviously. We got Sua Opeta stepping in there, and I feel like he's going to be a good addition or a good substitute for what we got. Given that we're going to lean heavily on the run, they're allowing over 100 yards per game. We're putting up 165. If we fall in between that, I'm happy. That means that we're able to impose our will, which is what I'm looking to see this Sunday. So hopefully, that doesn't impact us too much when it comes to our running game and really the offense. Marlon T, another D tackle out, which is another reason why these young Bulls have to step up. It is imperative. It's dire. We need these guys to step up this Sunday because I don't foresee Matt Stafford taking it lightly on us, especially having Cooper out there. We don't know how long Cooper Kupp is going to be out there in terms of his snaps and all that. We don't know if he's on a pitch count. I don't really care what he's on. I don't want to see him go off. If you give this guy 20 snaps, he can still put up 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. We're talking about Cooper Kupp here, especially going against this defense in terms of passing. We're struggling a little bit right now, and this will be a great game to kind of get our confidence back up and really get a good handle on how we need to deal with these kind of threats on the outside or even in the slot, which is where Cooper Kupp likes to operate from mostly. We got to get a handle of this because we're going to still see even more receivers coming down the line in the season. We got a gauntlet coming up real soon. And this is just the beginning of our possible tough road matchups going into this season. Sidney Brown, another guy that's out. He's been coming along this season, but the rookie's gonna have to sit out another week with that thigh, that hamstring injury. And hopefully, he can come back. And really, we don't gotta rush him, especially that we got Justin Evans coming back, who I'd rather have Sidney Brown, really and truly, but we need all the help we can get right now. And even though we got Bradley Roby earlier this week, I don't really foresee this guy being thrown out there purely because it's tough to integrate a guy into a scheme unless he fits it perfectly and he knows the calls, which I haven't heard anything about yet. I think it's going to be hard to kind of integrate him in a couple of days' notice, especially if you want to go against guys like Puka and Cooper Kupp. I don't want to throw him out there now. His confidence is shot. He's been on the street for weeks. I don't even want to see that. So hopefully Justin Evans can give us something. And really finally we got somebody back. We haven't even really seen and have a good game yet. Quez Watkins. We need to see Quez Watkins have a good game purely because the guy's going to be able to stretch the field. He's going to spread the offense, probably allowing Goddard to go off and have a good game. And really, where the Rams are sitting right now, they're pretty good against the pass. And I don't think that we're going to be able to run the ball all over them, especially with Cam being out. But we're going to have to impose our will some way, somehow. And with Quez being able to stretch the field and being able to, threat down the field and threat with the pass, period, I feel like that will allow us to continue to move the ball on the ground, which we've been able to do pretty well. But I know that they're going to be waiting for that, especially Aaron Donald. He's going to be waiting for that. And missing one of those guys in the middle, that can make it a lot easier for him when it comes to his task and his job on Sunday. So obviously time will tell when it comes to that. But hey, I'm definitely anticipating the best when it comes to the running game and really being able to, pass the way we want to. But it's any given Sunday, any given league. So we'll see soon enough. Some couple clips that I want to get into, kind of highlight a particular player and how he can impact the game and allow us to do, all the other pieces and all the dominoes fall into place. My man Jordan Davis right here. Now, we know the Buccaneers by now are not one of the better running teams in the league, but I'm not going to act as if this is not a great play by a young up-and-coming player because we didn't see this last year, and this is what we drafted him for. And for him to start to showing, these kind of intangibles, really these kind of plays and skill set, we need to see as much as possible, especially with a guy like Fletcher Cox being out. We're dying to see that on Sunday. We need to see it on Sunday because he made a great play on this. He was able to set the block, find the ball carrier, put his hands on him, and he let his teammates help clean up and do the rest. That's what we need to see because from what we're already seeing from Kyren Williams with 5 rushing touchdowns, they're going to give him enough opportunities to get into the end zone, if not kind of balance their offense, given that we should be anticipating the pass. They pass 50 more on, let's say 60 more attempts, given the numbers. They have 60 more attempts passing than rushing right now at this point, from what I've seen. They're going to look to do more of that this Sunday. There's another play by my man Jordan Davis. Against a better, in my eyes, and really, for us, a better team and really a better rushing team, I would say, in the Commanders. Jordan Davis right there at the end of the play putting his hands up because, he pretty much blew that play up. And it looks to be like a zone read, and he just wasn't letting it happen. And we need to see a lot more of that on Sunday because once we're able to stop the run like we have been, they're gonna let that thing fly. They're gonna sling the ball around the yard, and from there, we should be able to continue to apply pressure and get after Matt Stafford. I mean, he's thrown 5 interceptions up to this point, even though we've been, slowing down when it comes to our turnovers. This is where we start to get that confidence back, start to get that momentum back. And we really need it. I already showed that clip of, Reed Blankenship. We just need everybody else to come along. Bradbury, he hasn't had one yet for the season. And we're knocking on that door. And I'm confident. Those kind of things I think will allow for the score to be 31-21. Obviously, again, you got Puka, you got Cooper Kupp. Those are going to be tough guys to go, match up against on any given Sunday, any day of the week. Especially the way they're playing. We just got to apply that pressure on Matt Stafford and then just throw it right into our hands. And really, we'll see, obviously, because, it's been tough when it comes to getting turnovers at this point. But, hey, we're the Philadelphia Eagles. We've been in these points where things kind of died down a little bit. But we're ready for this matchup. I think it's a big one for us purely because we're away from home. We got a lot to prove in some people's eyes. In my eyes, we're doing everything we need to do. But sometimes, you need to let people know that we here and we for real. And this Sunday at 4:25, I think we're going to see the beginning of that. Again, appreciate the support. Appreciate all the love I've been getting. Until next time.